The world's first UV Max completion of Okuplok was quite an achievement in the Doom community, but beyond just the patience and endurance required to survive the 6-hour marathon, there were also multiple speedrunning tricks used. You might wonder, for example, how am I able to hide here? Why does this door not close? How can you just leave this fight? If you're curious about the techniques used in this run, then this video is for you. I'm Coincident and you are watching a full strategy analysis of the entire slaughter map known as Okuplok. These are all the tactics I used, all the landscapes, all the monster herding, and all the movement patterns. If you have seen them before, in my previous strategy videos I've done in-depth analysis of individual fights and used statistics to compare multiple approaches and find the best one. Today I'm not doing that. Instead I will provide a superficial but complete overview of all the techniques used and how to perform them, without going into much detail on why they are the best strategies for survival. If you're going to try this yourself, keep in mind that these setups require short ticks, texture filtering off, 1080p resolution, and a 90-degree field of view. If your resolution or field of view are different, you may need to adjust these setups, but short ticks and texture filtering off are mandatory. Another setting that helps is to set a high mouse strafe divisor in your source port, or to have a button to reduce the sensitivity of your mouse for when you want to perform sub-pixel precise tricks. Without further ado, let's get started with the strats for fight number 1. SR40 at a diagonal and jump in between the sharp edges of each platform to not fall down. Grab the rocket launcher and shoot 5 rockets from here before moving into the imps. Keep deep rocketing and moving upwards at a steady pace. Not too fast, so you don't damage yourself. When you reach this corner, hug the left wall and stack 8 to 11 rockets on the left side of the imps ahead. Then move across this corner and hug the left wall to break the line of sight of the Archies behind you. Move in to wake up the Revenants and move back into this position. Before you get blocked, move inside the arena. Do a small first loop and collect the plasma gun. After that, do long loops around the barons and keep circle strafing. Fire plasma slowly at the barons in the center with long pauses in between. This prevents them from going all to the sides at once. Keep circle strafing until all the barons are dead. Watch out for stray green fireballs. Use the pistol to aggro barons away from this corner so they don't get resurrected later. Kill all the revs with rockets and plasma. Grab the berserk, press the button and rocket the imps and pain elementals. Carefully kill these vials now. After 2 barrages of rockets, wait in cover for the rev rockets to disappear. If you've punched any enemies so far, enter the teleporter now to reset your angle to default. Do not punch anything else for the time being. Hug this right wall and wake up the spiders. Stand in this position to provoke infighting. Go back and kill these vials. Collect rockets from the bottom of the cliff. Kill the spiders if they are no longer able to infight. Kill all the Mancubi on this side of the cliff. Go back to collect the remaining rockets. Step onto this spot without revealing yourself to the other Mancubi. Take a step back and then run forwards and right while shooting rockets. Dodge right as often as possible to not bring out too many archviles at once. Wake up the Cyber Demon and drag him out of his corner. Place yourself here to provoke infighting. Stay in line with the opening of the cave to make sure infighting keeps happening. Collect the SSG and the shells. Moving outside can help with infighting even more, and you can accelerate the cleanup by firing rockets at the far Mancs. But don't risk taking any damage here, there is no armor for a while. Use your remaining ammo to kill all the Mancs on this side of the cliff. Take cover and don't risk getting damaged here. While you wait, go back to kill the Revs downstairs. Shoot rockets into the darker patch of the wall so the splash damage kills them below. After all the Mancs on this side are dead, shoot even more rockets to kill the Mancs that are inside of this far cave and the one standing here too. Go trigger the Caco Demon trap. Fire 10 rockets on the way and place yourself in the middle of the cliff here. Deep rocket the Cacos in a straight line while micro-dodging to the left as slowly as possible. When you're almost out of rockets, move back to the start of the cliff. From here, micro-dodge to the right at medium speed. Keep an eye out for unexpected projectiles coming from your right. Go back to the middle of the cliff and micro-dodge to the right at medium speed. Once you pick up a box of rockets, move out to the end of the cliff. Place yourself on top of the middle medkit and keep deep rocketing the Cacos while slowly micro-dodging left and backwards. When you can see the Mancs on the right side, move out, grab some rockets, and get back on top of the second medkit once the way is clear. Repeat this process until the majority of the Cacos are dead. Once the bars open behind you, make sure your back is clear. When all the remaining Cacos are infighting, you can use slow mouse strafing around the corner to wake up the Revs one by one. Go back for rockets and kill Mancs along the way. Go all the way back to the entrance and shoot rockets into the far cave again. Focus on the Mancs that are closer to that cave. When all the Revs and Mancs are dead, move into the next arena. Switch to the pistol and go hug this corner as closely as possible. Turn right 4 ticks, counting from the moment you first see the red key on the edge of your screen. Hold strafe lock and SR15 to the far wall. Keep holding strafe lock to stay always at the same angle and move forwards into the wall until the edge of the pistol is within this range. When the far imps see you, use the game timer to count 33 seconds. Micro dodge the imp fireballs from left to right. After 33 seconds have passed, move to this spot. Go back to the cliff on the left and micro dodge to the right again. Once you reach this position, fire the plasma until a cyber appears on the right. SR40 into the imp cave and switch to the rocket launcher. Keep rocketing the imps on the left and right sides of this cave. Careful with stray cyber rockets that might hit the wall behind you. If the space is available, you can hide in this corner for a bit. When the cybers get close, loop to the other side of the arena. Hide in this spot for a while. Hide here too, let the cybers approach. Grab the supplies behind you and loop back around to the other side. Rocket the vials in the middle. Rocket this group of revenants. If you didn't manage to kill all the Mancubi previously, you might have Manc fireballs hitting you from behind, so be careful. Grab the blue armor and move out. Kill any Mancs that may still be alive. Grab the red key. Move forth and get back immediately to alert only a few Archies at a time. Before moving on, there's an addendum I'd like to make to the Blood Oasis. For a long time I was preparing a dedicated strategy video for this fight alone. It was going to be bigger than the Mancubus Cliff video, but unfortunately I never finished editing it. When I got the UV Max run, I cancelled that video to focus on this full analysis video instead. However, I did make 476 test runs of the Blood Oasis, and got very good statistical data that I'm going to share briefly now. The first strategy, Fight, was basically just circle strafing or horseshoeing around the arena without any particular tricks. Survivability wasn't great, 52% only, mostly because of random stray Cyberdemon rockets. With the second strategy, Herd, I first hid in this corner to drag the Cyberdemons to the southwest. This is the strategy I used on the I'm Too Young to Die run, by the way. Survivability immediately rose to 83% just for the extra space I had to move in. This was good, but it could still be improved. Stray Cyberdemon rockets were still a problem and bad RNG could still end runs. I tried 2 minor variations of the Herd strategy by experimenting with waking up monsters early and waking up monsters late, but none of the variations yielded better results. The third strategy, Hide, is the one I first showcased in this video, where you wait 33 seconds and then get inside the Imp Cave early. Stray Cyberdemon rockets are almost never a problem and the survivability rose to 90%. I experimented with variations by waiting less than 30 seconds and more than 30 seconds. All of those variations had worse results, so 30 seconds was right at the sweet spot. The 33-second rule that I use now is just a small optimization that I did during real attempts, based on how early the Imps versus the Caco Demon is approached. I finally tried just staying in the corner and immediately firing the plasma from there, but the survivability was bad too. And this is how the winning strategy came to be. Here's a couple of screenshots of my full dataset. Let's move on to the next fight. Plasma the Lost Souls and move to the bottom of the stairs into this position. Careful, this line triggers the next fight. Move back into the Soul Sphere and then run up the stairs hugging the front left wall. Stop here. The next step is too tall to cross. If any Vile is targeting you, use that opportunity to Archvile jump up to the next step. If not, run around to get up the next step and stay here to tank any Archviles that may target you. Climb to the top and rocket the Pinkies and Pain Elementals from above. When everything is dead, jump down and hug the left wall. Carefully rocket the Archviles from here. Press the button without grabbing the Mega and plasma the Cyberdemon. Confirm that you have the red key and 2703 kills. If you don't have enough, check the blood below for any imps that may have fallen. Grab the Mega and all the ammo you can carry. Prepare the map with follow mode and zoom in on your position. SR40 into the first platform and stop. Open the map and slowly move to the bottom edge to get a better run up. SR40 the next 2 platforms in a row and open the map again. Move to the bottom edge and clear another platform. Repeat this process until the end. Remember to stop and open the map to adjust your position before every sharp turn. Use the plasma to kill any revs that may get resurrected. Carefully fire 10 rockets at the 5 vials above. 10 more rockets for these barons. Run across, grab the invisibility and turn around. Fire a stream of plasma for 2 seconds and then press the button. Focus your eyes on the Cyberdemon's attack animation. If you watch him fire and then see a rocket going towards the side, you are fine. But if you watch him fire and you do not see a rocket, that means there's a rocket flying directly towards your face that you need to dodge soon. Carefully kill the remaining chain gunners and the vials close to you. Run back across and fire all but 58 rockets into the revs. Fire 4 more rockets into each group of vials and then finish them off with the plasma. Grab all the supplies and jump down into the front right wall. Back away into the corner while keeping the center of the right Mastermind always in your field of view. Let her fire at you while the left Mastermind approaches. Here you should be standing on top of a block map line, which makes you get hit less often. Press G with the map open to see the block map grid. When the left Mastermind starts infighting, move behind her and go across. Grab the BFG and hide in this spot for 3 seconds. Move back down and fire 8 BFG shots at the pinkies while slowly hugging the wall on your right. Press the button and fire 4 more BFG shots at the pinkies. Take cover close to this wall and rocket down all the Caco demons until you run out of rockets. Run out into this hallway and wait here for 1 second. This line triggers a trap with more rockets. Back away to trigger it without grabbing the supercharge and run up the stairs. Be careful to never approach the top of the staircase from the left, because the left Archies will target you and you will have no cover. Instead, run up the stairs towards the right side. Even if the right Archies target you, you can get into cover by going back down. Go down the stairs before you get hit and curve across to this position. Before the homing rockets hit you, go back into the pinky corner. Fire 2 more BFG shots here, leave 40 cells for emergencies. Run back to the trap you opened previously and collect 100 rockets. Repeat the same movement pattern as before. Rocket down all the Hell Nobles until you run out of ammo again. When you run out of rockets, go back up the stairs and carefully grab 400 cells from underneath this vile platform. Run back out and take cover on the left. Use all your ammo to kill the Hell Knights in front of you and make sure infighting keeps happening to the Hell Knights in the back. When most of the revs are dead, grab some rockets. Use the pistol to aggro any Hell Knights that may be stuck here or there. Carefully grab more cells from here and then rocket the vials. If they fall down and start to get close, don't hesitate to fire the BFG. Do not grab this supercharge. Hide in this corner for 10 seconds. Fire 1 rocket at these revs and hide again for 10 seconds. Repeat until all 6 revs are dead. Hide near this lift and fire 5 BFG shots at the Imps and Barons upstairs. Wait 3 seconds in between each shot to avoid getting zapped by the vials. Rocket the far vials first. Then use a square movement pattern here to rocket the close vials, always with a 3-second pause in between. Go up the lift and repeat the process for each level. To do this platforming correctly, slowly line up the 2 platforms like this, and then just press forwards. There are no vials on the last level, so you can fire some sweet and effective BFG shots by hitting the Barons with the projectiles. Important side note. If you somehow fall down into the damaging floor below, you still have a chance to recover. First, open the map and zoom in as much as you can. Turn your cursor until you're facing perfectly to the east, and then hold strafe lock. Hug the wall closest to the first pillar, run forwards until you see only 2 skulls on the opposite side, and then SR50 to safety. You will have multiple attempts to do this, 1 per each level. Kill this cyber. No need to two-shot, there's plenty of BFG juice around. Grab medkits until you have 100 health and then go down to grab the supercharge. Go back up, face the button, and turn around. Fire 8 rockets and press the button. Get close to the revs and pay attention to their rockets. The ones with a smoke trail will follow you around, the ones without will fly straight. Make all the homing rockets hit the wall and get destroyed. Stutter step backwards to give yourself time to react. Try to stay at this distance from the wall, but not any closer. If you get too close, when you loop around, the homing rockets will have enough space to loop around too and won't get destroyed. Get back into position after each loop. When your armor gets below 25%, grab the green armor. Keep taking small steps left and right as you go back. This allows you to better understand which of the far rockets are also homing, so you can better plan your path when moving in. After you're done, go across and kill these 2 cybers. Grab any medkits you need to get back to 100 health, and then grab this supercharge. The strategy for the second hallway is identical to the first one. When you're done, go around the back and kill these 2 other cybers. Fill up on cells and go to the next area. 1 BFG shot for each vial, preferably at a diagonal to avoid the block map bug. Finally, kill the cyber. Use the map to make sure you're facing southeast at a perfect 45-degree angle, hold strafe lock and lift your mouse in the air to prevent turning by accident. Hug this corner, strafe right a little bit until you're in this position, and then press the button at the same time as your SR50 backwards. Leave the monsters in fighting while you go grab supplies. BFG the remaining monsters. Jump down into the Colosseum and fire 15 rockets at the far pinkies while moving forwards at a steady pace. Turn the corner and fire 10 more rockets backwards. Then stack 5 BFG shots and push through this other group of pinkies. Use rockets to kill any spiders that move away from the center. Stack 4 more BFG shots on the pinkies and push through again. Now you can loop around the arena safely. Use rockets to kill everything. Careful not to step on the cracked floor in the middle of the Colosseum. Those cracks will trigger the next fight. With all the spiders dead, move to the south part of the arena and place yourself here next to the supercharge. Fire 12 rockets directly north and then take one step to your left to start the fight. Turn around and dive into these Hell Knights. Keep doing very large loops around this entire arena and use all the space you have available to herd the demons to the sides and prevent taking damage. Keep rocketing the front row of Hell Knights. When the monsters are about to block the center of the arena, use the BFG to push to the other side and try to get inside one of their closets. If you can't get in yet, loop around a bit and go through the center once more. Fire rockets backwards, press the button, and collect 600 cells here. Move back out with the BFG and fire 10 shots exactly. In this other closet, press the button and grab 400 cells only. Leave the final 200 cells for later. Use only rockets for now. Hell Knights that are too close to the sides of the Colosseum are unable to infight. Use your pistol ammo to aggro them away from the walls to maximize infighting over time. When you run out of pistol ammo, use the SSG for the same effect. Leave 20 shells for later. You may punch some Hell Knights to get them away from the walls. With all the Hell Knights dead, kill the Mancubi on the east side of the arena. You can change your HUD in order to be able to see above you a little better. Go up the lift and kill the remaining Mancubi on the west side. Once all the Mancs are dead, confirm that you have 46 kills. Shoot a couple of rockets on each of these walls and confirm that you get 2 extra kills each time. Same thing on these 2 walls. Jump back down to grab ammo and health. Get up the lift and place yourself here. Aim your BFG slightly to the left at the far wall of the Colosseum. Next, you will press and hold the fire button and use the game timer to count exactly 6 seconds. Continuously fire a second BFG shot a bit to the right of the Colosseum. Then move inside and after exactly 6 seconds, shoot this button. Fire another BFG shot 45 degrees to your left. Try to make the chain gunners infight the Cyber. When the Cyber approaches, fire at will. Go back down to grab health and the 200 cells you left behind. Get rid of the homing rockets and switch to your fists. Place yourself hugging this wall here. Turn right until you see the Megasphere on the right edge of your screen. Use mouse strafing to slowly adjust your position so that the Megasphere is cut in half by the right edge of your screen. Turn right 7 more ticks and then hold the strafe lock and fire buttons. SR50 across to the west without grabbing the Megasphere. Wait here for the fight to start. Prepare to move forwards in this exact direction as soon as you see the heads of the Barons on your right. In this small alcove, the Cybers cannot see you. Stay here for 4 seconds as you micro-dodge to your left. After exactly 4 seconds, run behind the west group of Barons. Do a small loop inside and run out before you get blocked. At this point, the Cybers should be infighting only the West Barons. To delay the Cybers from infighting the East Barons, fire 3 BFG shots at an angle towards your right so that the Tracers hit and aggro the Cybers as you run past them as close as possible. When you reach this point, you want to move backwards for a long time. By moving back, the speed of all the rockets relative to you decreases. This slow motion bullet time gives your brain a few seconds to process the information around you. As soon as the way is clear, you want to carefully move towards the right. While still paying attention to rockets in your way, move across, grab the Megasphere, and hide behind the West Barrens again. Do another loop and slowly move along the castle walls. Now pay attention to this spot on the map. There should be a tunnel of empty space in between the East Barrens that are approaching you and the East Barrens that are infighting the Cybers. Use this tunnel to run through to the other side while paying attention to any stray Cyberdemon rockets that may hit you. If the tunnel's not empty, use the BFG to push your way through. Once you reach this southeast corner, micro-dodge from right to left. When you notice you've stepped up on this ledge, run across to the west. Do not go further south past this line or the archviles there may zap you from behind. Loop around these barrens as closely as possible to stay far away from another group of vials behind you. If you're not far enough, this is what happens. Move across the castle walls, around the barrens, and back to the southeast corner. You can now repeat this process in circle strafe around the entire arena. Always keep an eye out for stray Cyberdemon rockets. Once you reach this northwest corner, slowly move backwards and take your time herding the monsters to you. When moving along the walls, pay close attention to Cyber rockets flying above your head. The explosion on the wall may damage you, and it also may aggro Barons back to the center. Repeat the circle strafe pattern until either the Cybers or the Barons die. Clean up the survivors, but make sure you keep at least 120 cells and 50 rockets for later. Use the Revenant rockets to clean up the rest. This may take a while. Fire 3 BFG shots at these archviles and finish them off with rockets. Now place yourself next to the door and rocket those vials from a distance. Careful with their pain state. If any of those vials flinches from the damage, they will ignore their range restrictions and retaliate against you. If that happens, quickly break their line of sight. You can now rocket the southwest vials from here. Strafe left if you need to hide. There's usually one vial hiding in the corner, make sure it dies too. Now move into this position and stack many rockets into the final group of vials. Some of those vials may have flinched from the damage and they're just waiting to retaliate. Slowly walk across the castle walls and prepare to run back left into cover if any of them tries to zap you. Repeat the process until all the vials are dead. Press these buttons to open the castle doors and rocket the Revenants. Wake up the Mastermind and let her approach before BFGing her. Wait here for a while to make sure no other Revenants are approaching. Now pay attention to this row of stone tiles at eye level. Carefully approach this ledge and face the wall. You will see these two weirdly looking pixel shapes. Keep moving forwards against the wall to slowly move left until the edge of your pistol is within this range. Then move back outside and a co-op teleporter should open on the left. Wait to make sure no Revenants are approaching and then run into the teleporter. Turn left until you see this wooden structure completely and then turn left 3 more ticks. Hold strafe lock and use your mouse to slowly strafe right until you see these dark grey zigzagging pixels on the ground. Then align this dark grey column on the status bar with these pixels on the ground. Release Stray Flock and turn right until you see that dark grey wall texture on the right edge of your screen. Now all you need to do is press and hold the forward key, and you will perform the easiest south line skip in the map that leaves the castle doors open instead of locking you inside. Because this setup requires only one key press, there is no finger RNG involved. So assuming your starting position and your angle are according to the setup that I just explained, this trick should never fail. Unless of course the Archvile zap you at the wrong time, this is extremely rare. But on the off chance it happens, keep your BFG up while moving forwards just in case. Once outside, rocket all the revs and try not to take any damage here. You've just grabbed the long Megasphere, which needs to last for more than an hour. When you run out of rockets, grab only 50 from here. Slide along these walls to make the Mancubi fireballs hit any revs that may come after you. Once most of the revs are dead, move to the side of the outer wall and wait until a Cyber Demon teleports upstairs. Then immediately go back to the center. Same thing on the other side. Move back out until the Cyber fires and then go back to the center immediately. Same thing on the other side. When all the revs are dead on either side, place yourself at this distance from the wall and BFG any cybers that stop to fire close to you. When there's only one cyber left on this side, switch to the plasma rifle. Now go straight inside the castle without grabbing ammo. Take the rockets from the top of the castle walls first. Carefully aim at the Archvile cages and rocket them from a distance. Confirm your kills using the in-game kill counter. Then kill all the Mancubi. When all the Mancubi are dead, restock on ammo and then press the 2 buttons on the top of the castle walls to open the main doors and start the next fight. Run outside and hide in this corner so the rev rockets hit the wall, and then rocket the imps in a straight line to try to get the Archvile behind them. If at any point the Archvile tries to zap you, just dodge into cover. Even if the Archvile is zapping something else, you should still dodge before his attack finishes, just in case he targets you at the last moment. After the Vile is dead, go across the canyon and fire a few BFG shots. Keep killing imps until you can spot the next Archvile and then rocket him in a straight line again. You should never try to damage a Vile while you're out in the open. If he decides to target you, you have nowhere to run for cover. So ignore the Viles while out in the open and only try to damage them when you're close to either the right or the left cave. Repeat this process until all 4 Viles and most of the imps have died. Do not grab cells in this cave. When you run out of ammo, go inside the castle to resupply. Move further into the canyon to awake more imps and 4 more Viles and keep using cover wisely. You can keep firing the BFG here until you've spent all the cells from inside the castle. Keep only 120 cells with you. After you've dealt with this second group of imps, go further down the canyon and fire your last 3 BFG shots at this small group of imps. When all the imps are dead, hide in this spot. Hug this corner on the wall as tightly as possible. Turn left until you see only one column of light grey wall texture on the left edge of your screen. Then hold Strafe Lock and SL50. If this line skip succeeds, the cybers will remain asleep. If it fails, however, do not panic and go for plan B. Grab 600 cells, open the door, and swing your fist in the air to make a noise. Then immediately go back up the canyon through the other side. Keeping the cybers asleep has the advantage of accelerating the infighting. Open the door, wake up the pinkies, and slowly move across this side. Careful, this line triggers the cybers, don't cross it yet. Loop around the other side and keep herding pinkies into this area. After enough loops and before you run out of space, move back out and wake up the cyber demons, which will now be completely surrounded by pinkies. Move all the way back and hide in this corner for at least 1 minute. This exact spot guarantees that you will herd the remaining pinkies outside of the door so they join the infighting directly. After a minute has passed, you may choose to remain here for longer if infighting is still happening, so take a look at how the kill counter is progressing. When it stops, move across to this side and let the monsters approach. If you can, make the cybers infight the pinkies and the revenants. If there are too many pinkies left alive, feel free to shoot some rockets. You'll be safe as long as you loop in between these two caves. Running close to the cybers can make the far revs hit them and infight. Use all the cells you've kept in this cave to kill all the cyber demons. Finish off the revs with rockets. Confirm that you have 10,044 kills and you can move on to the next area. Run towards this wall and back away into the center of the door. Wait for the rockets to pass and place yourself in this position. Wait until you hear the Mastermind close on your left speaker and then jump down and fire 2 or 3 BFG shots. 2 or 3 more for the other Mastermind after she approaches. Move to this corner of the Mausoleum and pre-fire 2 BFG shots, one here and another one there. Fire the rest of your BFG ammo and slowly move towards the other end of the dungeon. Hide in this corner for 2 seconds and then grab the ammo and loop around again. Hook the horseshoe when you reach this end, and go back around. SSG all the lost souls. Move close to this button. This will trigger the next fight, during which you should never fire your weapon. From now on, remain completely silent. Press the button and quickly SR50 into this corner to break the line of sight of the Archviles. Now go stand close to the nukage. This position makes the cyberdemons upstairs attempt to fire at you, but instead hit the other Archviles that have teleported into their cages. Sometimes those Archviles flinch from their own damage and retaliate against you. So if you see the flames here, quickly SR50 towards the wall to break that line of sight. Loop around the arena and go back close to the nukage to keep provoking infighting. To make the cybers on the right cage infight, this is a good position to stay. However, pay attention to this bright gray slice of the wall there. Once you no longer see that slice, stop moving back. Otherwise, if you keep going, the Archviles will hit you from behind. Once the Hell Knights are in this position, loop around the other side slowly to drag them north, and then peekaboo upstairs and go back down. Quickly move close to the nukage to make the cybers hit the incoming revenants. Micro dodge from left to right for as long as you can. Keep circle strafing around this arena, returning to the nukage as often as possible. At this point, the revenants there prevent you from circle strafing, so now you should horseshoe instead. To do that, move close to the left side of the stairs, hook out into the third corner on the opposite wall, and then loop back around again. On this side, you should hook before you get very close to the stairs. Keep moving close to the nukage when you can. To drag more revs downstairs, you can wait in this corner for a while. Repeat this process until most of the revs are dead. Grab the green armor when you have less than 25% left of your blue armor. Go up the stairs and reveal yourself to these other sleeping revs. Careful with any stray rockets when you go back down. Keep making the revs and Hell Knights infight until only one group remains. You can finally open fire to clean up the survivors and wake up the second half of the Hell Knights. Rocket all the vials from this corner. Grab only 400 cells from this corner and use them all to kill the Hell Knights and then rocket them down. Grab cells from here, let the Cyber Demon approach and kill it. This one too. Collect 600 cells and go into this door. Wake up the Cyber Demon and move him around to the other side. Pre-fire the BFG, then press the button and grab the invuln. Keep aiming the BFG at the farthest group of vials depending on your position to prevent you from flying away too much. Collect cells and go out to deep rocket some imps. BFG when you're out of rockets. Wake up the Cyber Demon, but do not kill him. You'll need him to help you in the next fight. But not at full health, that will be too dangerous as he will survive for too long and might rocket you in the face afterwards. So you want to hurt this Cyber Demon beforehand. Fire one BFG shot at the Cyber at a diagonal to avoid the block map bug. When the tracers hit, pay close attention to how far the Cyber is pushed back by the damage, which is random. This is the only way to tell how much damage you actually dealt. Now fire 3 to 7 SSG blasts at the Cyber. 3 if he was pushed back a lot, 7 if he was pushed back very little. The Cyber should now be at about 1/4 of his total health. Now plasma the Mastermind. Go back, resupply all the way to 200 health and armor, and enter the next arena, bringing the Cyber Demon along. Pull the Cyber into the left. When he starts firing from there, move across these square lines without grabbing the Megasphere, and then send by this ledge. When the walls lower, pre-fire 2 BFG shots north and a third one into this torch. Now go to the right side. This needs to be the same side as the Cyber Demon is to prevent stray rockets. Move slowly and fire all of your BFG juice into the Hell Knights. Once you reach this point, do a small loop and go back around. Pay attention to the incoming fireballs and keep moving as slowly as you can. When you're out of ammo, go back to the middle. Grab 600 cells from one of the sides. If your health is low, grab the Megasphere now, otherwise, leave it for later. This may seem like a chaotic fight, but micro-dodging is still your best bet here. Fire all your BFG juice again and return to the middle. Grab the final 600 cells in the Mega if you still have it. Now go around this side and kill some more Hell Knights while still moving slowly. You want to drag all the Hell Knights in the room to this corner. Then run to the opposite side. Stack 2 BFG balls at a distance and push towards the exit door. Turn around and rocket the remaining Hell Knights from here. There's a big group of barons to your left side. Keep moving a little bit backwards every few seconds and you will automatically dodge all of their fireballs. Once your back is against the wall, look at the projectiles and move past them. Keep shooting rockets and moving forwards every few seconds. Go inside and finish the cleanup. Collect 100 rockets and fire all of them from here. Collect 100 rockets more, move past the barons and go upstairs. Grab only the cells available to the right of the stairs. You want to leave the other 800 cells for later. Use everything else on the barons. Keep collecting rockets from here. When all the barons are dead, collect cells from upstairs. Now open this door and fire 4 rockets at each Caco window. Stop here. Do not move across the megasphere. This line will trigger a cyberdemon trap. So turn around, hug one of the walls and prepare. Take a step back and then forwards again. Run past the cyberdemon. Here you have space to safely kill it. Continue firing 4 rockets at each group of Caco demons until they're all dead. Then go back to the entrance and fire 4 rockets on each section of the wall outside. This will wake up a lot of the revenants downstairs, which will be easy to kill with Doom's infinitely tall explosive damage. Do the same on the other side. Now rocket this wall to kill all the revenants downstairs until you have 1, 2, 1, 5, 3 kills. If you have more than that, don't worry, just make sure you kill all the revs here until you can't hear them anymore. Jump down, grab the radiation suit and BFG these revs from cover. Press the cells, kill the button and grab the cyber. Kill the revs on the other side and then grab the second radiation suit. Press the button and hug the left wall to not wake up the spiders too soon. BFG the cyber and then the spiders. Grab the supplies and move to the next area. Put your back against this wall and slide slowly backwards until the edge of the wall in front of you intersects with the left eye of the Baron figure. Do this very slowly. A co-op teleporter should open. Enter it. Now face this wall and slide left slowly until this gray pixel column on the status bar is aligned with these pixels on the wall. Turn left exactly 3 ticks from the moment you see this dark brown wall texture. You must now perform the second line skip in the map. This trick is harder than the last one because it requires 2-key SL40, which is prone to finger RNG. Finger RNG is the inevitable randomness that is generated by human anatomy. Let me explain. For this trick to work, you must press 2 keys on your keyboard simultaneously. If you are right-handed, you will press the A key with your ring finger and the W key with your middle finger. However, our fingers shake, and our muscles have tiny imperfections that put into question the meaning of simultaneously. No matter how hard you try, you will always press one of the keys a few milliseconds before the other one. This is where the human randomness comes from. The Doom engine works at 35 frames per second, so on average, if you happen to press one key 15 milliseconds before the other one, your inputs will not be perfect and the line skip will fail. This depends on how the engine's input polling is synchronized with your first key press. In other words, the time frame itself also randomly varies between 0 and 28.6 milliseconds. Now, you don't need to hear all this, you're a highly trained professional. And besides, none of this is humanly controllable. You just need to accept that sometimes, due to finger RNG, these tricks may randomly fail. So let's prepare a plan B for when they do. Switch to your fists and hold fire. Now press the left and forward keys simultaneously. Keep your eyes focused on this edge of the wall. If the line skip succeeded, the entrance to this fight remains open and we go for plan A. If it failed, the entrance closes and locks you in here and we go for plan B. You must pay close attention to this exact moment in time so that you can pick the right strategy as early as possible. Let's assume the dungeon stays open and let's explore plan A. Run around the vials and hug the middle of this wall to prevent their attack. Move all the way back and you're done. This is easy mode now. You can make the Hell Knights infight the Revs or shoot them down using a maximum of 320 cells and 80 rockets. Do not punch any monsters. Careful here, there may be rockets just around the corner. Cross the corner from a distance so you can see them. Rocket the vials to make way for the Cyber Demon. Wait for the Cyber to fire and hide in this corner. This will make the Cyber's third rocket hit the Hell Knights. When the Hell Knights are dead, you can run here and make the Revs hit the Cyber. BFG the Cyber when it is distracted, then finish off the Revs. Now press this button and hold your fire. You do not want to make a noise and wake up the monsters in the next room. Wait for the Cyber to move to the left and confirm that the lift has gone all the way up before you open fire. Grab the supplies and move on to the next fight. Now imagine you get unlucky and the landscape fails. Let's explore plan B. This is hard mode, but it's still survivable. As soon as you see the barriers close, move back into the same corner where you were just in, and wait here a few seconds. Before you get hit, pre-fire the BFG and move across the Hell Knights into this place. Fire as many BFG shots as you need to kill the Hell Knights from here. Remember that diagonal shots make you hit more tracers because it prevents the block map bug from happening. Now rocket the vials and finish the cleanup. The rest is identical to plan A. When you're done, you can grab medkits before the supercharge and go back to 200 health. If you've reached the Revenant Snake, congratulations! You've beaten half of the map, the easy half. The bad news is now you're just gonna die. Unless, of course, you're able to perform the most difficult and technical line skips in all of Okuplok. Don't worry, I'm here to guide you through it. First, switch to the pistol and carefully move along the center of this corridor without approaching any of the walls. If your armor is low, you may pick up the Megasphere now by using slow mouse strafing. Careful not to trigger the fight yet, otherwise leave the Mega for later. Now hug this corner facing directly north. You know you're facing north if the right edge of your status bar is aligned with this dark pixel column on the wall. You are about to perform an east line skip, which is the hardest direction to skip lines in Doom. I first saw Zero Master performing this trick in his tool-assisted speedrun. Then 4-Shock Blast helped me find a simpler SR40 setup for the skip, which is what I did on my final run. This trick is only possible at a very close proximity to a wall, but not while running necessarily. You need to hug the wall in front of you to a decimal precision. Otherwise, the skip will not work. If you are practicing, you may choose to display the game coordinates on screen to help you understand what's happening. You want to make your Y coordinate as close to -7024 as possible without actually reaching it. First, keyboard strafe right and you'll notice that you move slightly forwards, hugging the front wall a bit closer. Hold strafe lock and extremely slowly mouse strafe right some more. Then mouse strafe left for a single tick and mouse strafe right again, getting even closer to the wall. Repeat this step enough times, and you will soon be at exactly -7024. You can confirm this by keyboard moving forward and observing your camera wobbling up and down as if you're going extremely fast. But you're not done yet. You do not want to stay in this position. You'll be wall running and you will ruin the setup. You want the Y coordinate to be at exactly -7023.65535, which is the smallest possible decimal fraction away from -7024.00000, where you are now. For that, the only thing you need to do is to mouse strafe left for a single tick after you've observed the wobble. Then keyboard move forwards. If you confirm that you no longer wobble now, then you're hugging the front wall perfectly for this trick. Now, during real speedrun attempts, using the coordinate display is not allowed. Let's repeat the setup without it and check our positioning based on only the game's graphics. For that purpose, pay attention to these pixels on the wall. First, keyboard strafe right and notice that you'll move a little bit forward. Then mouse strafe right for a while. Keyboard move forwards to check for wobble. If you haven't reached it yet, then mouse strafe left for a single tick and then mouse strafe right some more again. Repeat this process until you can confirm the wobble. Finally, mouse strafe left for a single tick one final time and keyboard move forward. You should now no longer be wobbling and your Y coordinate should be perfect. You can finally release strafe lock. For the second part of the setup, it is important that you no longer strafe lock again or you might ruin your Y coordinate. Use the W key only to move and the mouse only to turn. Turn one tick to your left and then press W to slide along the wall. After a while, you should be able to notice these gray pixels on the bottom of your screen which spell 4II. Turn one tick to your right and press W to slide left even more slowly. Keep moving until this dark gray pixel column on your status bar is aligned with these pixels on the second eye. Now turn left until you see a single tick of the box of rockets on the edge of your screen and swap to the BFG. You are now fully in position and angle to perform the trick. This skip requires 2-key SR40, which as we've seen before is prone to finger RNG. Unfortunately, however, there is no plan B here. This fight is not only humongously difficult, but also terribly chaotic. There's no strategy nor movement pattern to save you here. If the trick fails, you will die just like I did in so many of my attempts. The only saving grace is that, from the moment you start running until you reach the lines that you need to skip, you may just have enough time to realize that your starting inputs are wrong and stop before it's too late. The starting inputs can be wrong in two different cases. Case 1, you press W before D. Case 2, you press D before W. But if this is due to finger RNG in a millisecond time frame, how can you possibly recognize when it happened? To answer that, we must delve into human biology again. Take a look at the fingers on your left hand. From real-life experience, your index finger is likely much stronger and more accurate than your middle finger. This means that you are much more likely to press D before W. I've actually run this test on my own fingers many times. I tried pressing both simultaneously, and every single time that the inputs failed, it was because I pressed D before W, never the other way around. When this failure happens, what you see in game is that, for the first tick, you strafe just right into the wall, and then after the second tick, you SR40 right into the wall as well. This is an undetectable failure. So instead, I overcorrected the other way. I intentionally misaligned my fingers so that I'm now pressing W slightly before D. Granted, this exaggerated overcorrection will make me fail even more often. But this kind of failure is detectable in game. Because for a single tick, I strafe away from the wall, and only after that do I start the SR40 towards the wall. So if you pay attention to this ledge on the floor as you start running, you can detect this type of failure and stop running to go back and try again. By overcorrecting, you trade an invisible failure for a visible one. This is the best I've got for the Revenant Snake. Good luck. There are 3 trigger lines. The first opens the co-op teleporter at the back, the second locks you in, the third starts the fight. The line skip setup I just explained allows you to skip lines 2 and 3 in one go. It's important that the fight does not start yet, because you'll need to do a second line skip trick to return to the safe corner without locking yourself in. Once you're across, hug this wall to wake up these revenants. Carefully move to the center of the corridor without touching any walls, except for this one. Having just these revs awake ahead of time accelerates the infighting against the cyber demons without putting yourself at risk. Now go back into this corner and turn 2 ticks from that bloody spike decoration in the distance. This second line skip also requires 2-key SR40. But fortunately, it is a well-guided input skip that does not suffer from finger RNG, so it should work 100% of the time. First, lift your mouse in the air so you don't turn by accident. Then slowly hug this pillar here until you stop moving. Now press W and D at the same time. The wall in front of you will guarantee that both inputs are being pressed by the time you start moving along the X-axis, which is the only one that matters for this west skip. So this wall is what makes the skip 100% consistent. Out of the 3 same lines, this trick only skips the middle one, so the fight will begin now. Keep strafe running until you touch this wall and then quickly hug this corner again. It's time to explain the third part of this strategy for which you've been preparing since the previous room. Because you have kept quiet without firing your weapon all this time, all the revenants in the room are asleep except for these who should infight the cyberdemons early. All the revs on the west side of the room are facing east, which means that at this point, only these two groups of revenants are awake and able to fire at you, while those two other groups will only awake when you start moving. You want to stay in this corner for as long as you can to drag that cyberdemon away from your hiding spot. Dodge the rockets before they hit you and run to the corner with a co-op teleporter. Even though the hard part is now over, you're still not out of the woods. Do not enter the teleporter under any circumstances, not even to telefrag a cyberdemon. It will lock you in place in front of all the revs and they will demolish you with 1,000 rockets. So do small movements in this spot and try to place yourself here where the revs can see you but not hit you. If you're unlucky, the cyberdemon will try to invade this spot. Hopefully, if that happens, all of these rev rockets hit him and make him turn around. Worst case scenario, the cyberdemon fires at you from there. If so, calmly just hug this wall in front of you to avoid the blast damage. If a cyberdemon gets too close, don't hesitate to BFG it down. Once both the cybers are dead, you can start cleaning up the revenants. Wait for about 5 seconds each time you hide to make sure all their rockets are destroyed before you show your face around the corner again. Once all the revs are dead, you're good to move on to the next area. Jump down and move in circles around the revenants. During each run by the Hell Knights, fire 4 BFG shots at them. Keep strafing right at a steady pace to prevent taking damage from the Manc fireballs. Fire 8 rockets at the Hell Knights during each pass. When you have fewer than 8 rockets left, run through here and rocket the Archvals. Run around this tower through the right side and hide in this exact spot. Use slow mouse strafing to hug this left wall as closely as possible. When you no longer hear enemy projectiles hitting the walls around you, wait about 4 seconds and then go fire 2 more volleys of rockets at the vials. Repeat this process until the vials are dead. Go back to the circle and fire all of your BFG juice into the Hell Knights again. Now don't fire any rockets, go directly for the other Archvile tower. The entire backside of this tower is safe from enemy fire. Go run circles around the revenants again and make sure they die to either infighting or your own rockets. With all the revenants dead, go resupply and then stand in this position. Due to a line of sight bug in the Doom engine, the Hell Knights cannot fire at you in this position. It's time to wake up a bunch more Archviles. Stand on this ledge and move straight forward until you see the inside of this stairway. When you do, immediately run back here. Let the Archviles approach and fire rockets once they're running in a straight line. If things get spicy, back up all the way towards the tower behind you. If any Val tries to target you, immediately run for cover. Their attack might make you jump down into the lava, and if you fall down there, there is no way back up. Peek around this corner to wake up a couple more vials and repeat this process. When you no longer see any vials on the stairway, run inside and stand here with the BFG. Carefully wake up the remaining vials one by one and BFG them down. Uh-oh, that's not one by one. Fire more BFG shots until you are at 200 cells, and then use only rockets for the remaining Hell Knights. Grab more rockets from up here, jump down, and change your HUD in order to be able to see above you a little better. Move into this position and rocket all the Mancubi. You want to kill them now rather than later for 3 reasons. 1. You will save rocket ammo later since you have so many rockets available here and there will be a point of no return ahead. 2. These Mancs can fire at you in the next fight and there will be nothing you can do about it there. 3. All the dead Manc corpses are being placed by the windows, which will prevent the Archviles in the Archie Condo from resurrecting them later. so this cleanup helps survive the next couple of fights. When the first 2 windows are clear, move into this position and fire at the 3rd window. There's another line of sight bug here that prevents some of the Mancubi from waking up, but if you leave them asleep, they will wake up on the next fight and make things harder for you. In order to wake them all up now, you want to fire at these windows from the left, and purposely miss some of the rockets that will hit the roof on the back of those rooms. The damage from those explosions in the back has a good chance of waking up the Mancubi, so make sure you fire rockets in excess while auto-aim still drives your rockets up there. Once the 3rd window is clear, place yourself in front of the center of the 3rd window and use slow mouse strafing to move to the very edge of this platform. From here, fire at the 4th window. Repeat this process until you can no longer see or hear any active Mancubi. To make sure they are all dead, move back here and look at the windows. If you are unlucky, some of the Mancs may still be asleep back there. But now you have no way to use auto-aim in order to fire rockets on the roof. So as a last resort to wake them up, stand here and move close to this barrel without falling down. This position may wake up some more Mancubi. Go back and fire rockets from the left to kill whoever woke up. Verify the kills once more, resupply on ammo, and move onwards. To enter this teleporter, first open your map and then move forwards. Quickly place yourself at this angle and SR50 against the wall as the floor rises below you. Close the map and now pay attention. This is a very random encounter, and if you're unlucky, you might just die here. Even if you don't die but take a lot of damage, that's a huge problem because you won't get any more armor until 3 fights from now, and one of those fights is the deadly Archie Condo. Now there are 4 vials around you. Due to random chance alone, from 0 to 4 of them may target you here. If none of them target you, you just quickly run behind this pillar where it's safe. If only one of them targets you, and you can confirm that it's this Arch vial, then you can also directly run for safety. However, if it's another vial targeting you, or if based on sound alone you can tell 2 or more simultaneous attacks are incoming, then you need to move into this position, tank the blasts, fly against this pole, and only then run to the back. If you don't take the damage against this pole, you risk being blasted away into the lava below, and then it's game over. Now hopefully you will have reached this spot with some good amount of armor left. The hard part is over, use the SSG to kill this vial. After each shot, back away across this pillar to prevent taking damage from the close rev rockets. Take 3 SSG shots on one side of the pillar, then use slow mouse strafing to move to the opposite side of the pillar, and wait 3 seconds here before you take 3 more SSG shots on the other side. This waiting period is important to avoid taking damage from the Revenant rockets flying at you from the opposite diagonal of this arena. With these revs dead, repeat the same movement pattern to fire rockets at the cages south and east from you. Finally, move behind this pillar and rocket down the last cage. Stand in the middle of these platforms and run in a straight line. Approach the pinkies and fire 3 to 7 rockets. Slowly move forwards, and then before the rev rockets hit you, run forwards along this wall. Do not SR40 here or you might line skip by accident and die. Grab the invuln and BFG the vials while grabbing the packs of cells that are closest to the corner. Then move back and BFG the pinkies while always hugging this left wall to prevent homing rockets from following you outside. Hide behind this pillar. Rocket the vials. Rocket the pinkies from this position of cover just in case there are Mancs awake by the windows upstairs. When you see no more pinkies, run back inside. Keep running around in circles while rocketing the revs. Move to the far end of this alleyway and make the homing rockets hit this wall. Go up the first lift. Make sure you hear the cybers moving on the far left side before you go up this lift on the right. Otherwise, if they are too close, they may splash damage you. You don't want to lose more armor before the Archie Condo. Make sure you hear the cybers moving on the far right side before you go up this lift on the left. Once up here, BFG the cybers. Press this button and wait for the sleeping Mancs to approach the windows before you kill them. You want their corpses to be as far away from the Archies on the left as possible. Jump down, resupply, and go back up. Up next is the Archie Condo, the best designed fight in all of Okuplok. There's very little RNG involved in this fight, which has a very high skill ceiling. You will not survive this fight by just getting lucky with saves. You need to know exactly what you're doing. Don't grab the supercharge, place yourself in front of this button and turn around. The button will trigger 1. A cloud of Caco demons that will approach the bars from the outside. 2. An army of Hell Knights that will steal all of your space starting from the opposite end. 3. The doors of all 14 Archie condos will open with 4 Archviles in each. All of the resources that exist in Doom are extremely limited here. There is no armor to refill. Health is limited, there's only 1 medkit per condo and this supercharge in the back. Ammo is limited, there are 600 cells per condo. Space is limited, you must conquer it by clearing condos and then it will be continuously running out as the Hell Knights approach. And worst of all, time is limited. You must kill enough Hell Knights quickly so that before you run out of space, you can outmaneuver them and run away. To stand a chance against the Hell Knights, you must first clear 9 or 10 of the condos, so you can secure the ammo and health inside. So phase 1 of this fight is to quickly kill as many Archviles as possible. First open your map and make sure follow mode is on and that you're zoomed in at about this distance. Now fire 12 rockets across. Then pre-fire the BFG and press the button. Continuously fire 3 shots at these 4 vials at close range. Pre-fire the first shot against the wall to hit them with tracers, and then fire 2 more BFG shots inside. Grab cells before you run out of ammo. Keep repeating the 3 BFG shots as quickly as you can. After clearing condo number 4, slowly and carefully go outside. There may be a lot of green projectiles flying across the corner. For safety, always fire the 3rd shot, even if you feel like you're killing them all in 2 shots. That may not happen every time and you do not want to be damaged. Especially since there's a cooldown period until you can fire the BFG again after you've released the fire button. When you've cleared 9 or 10 condos and the Hell Knights are close, phase 1 is done. But you cannot start phase 2 yet, because that requires a very specific timing maneuver that depends on the Cacos being close to the bars, but they are too far away for now. So let's give them time to approach. Carefully move back across the Caco projectiles, first hugging the left wall and then approaching the bars. This prevents waking up the Archviles in the next condo. Fire 15 rockets moving backwards. Make sure you aim at the Hell Knights on the left. If you aim right, the splash damage might hit the Archies in the next condo and make them run outside, resurrecting everything. You can only do this run backwards once or twice. Rockets do not have enough DPS to clear this fight. You need the DPS of the BFG at close range. When you touch the back wall, do not grab the supercharge. Move forwards while stacking 5 or 6 BFG shots on the Hell Knights. Don't go too deep, hide inside the closest empty condo. The Cacos are now in position, it's time to start phase 2. This phase is extra dangerous because you must be at close range to the Hell Knights for your BFG shots to be effective. This means you will need to dodge both the green fireballs from the front and the Caco fireballs from your left at close range. To maximize your survivability, you must perform what I call the mushroom movement pattern. Step 1, you start inside of one of the condos and you move out, firing the first BFG shot on the wall. Step 2, you move backwards, firing the second BFG shot forwards. Step 3, you move at a diagonal close to the bars and fire the third BFG shot also forwards. Step 4, you move in another diagonal and approach the Hell Knights, touching the front wall in front of the condo you just left, while firing the fourth BFG shot slightly angled to the left. Step 5, you move back inside the same condo and wait for 2 seconds in cover. All of these steps need to happen extremely fast. Use the exact rate of fire off the BFG to pace yourself. This is the best pattern I've found to minimize damage taken while maximizing damage on the Knights. Here is the reason why this pattern keeps you safe. In step 1, you're in the cover of a condo. The Knights can't hit you and the Caco projectiles are slow and predictable, so you can dodge them while moving out. In step 2, you're moving back, the Cacos miss all their shots in the wall in front of you, while you focus on the Knights' projectiles that are slowed down, because you're moving backwards, so you can prepare to dodge them next. In step 3, the first diagonal will make the Knights miss, while you focus on the Caco projectiles in front of you. In step 4, the second diagonal will slow down the Caco projectiles behind you, while you focus on the Knights. And in step 5, when running back to get into cover, the Cacos will miss, while the Hell Knight's projectiles will be slowed and then you're in cover again. Now, none of this is 100% safe, of course. You will still take occasional damage from the stray projectiles in between steps. Don't expect yourself to dodge everything, that's unrealistic. There's too much going on here. Use the medkits inside the condos to recover every time your health goes below 75. But whatever you do, do not go back to grab the supercharge. It may feel tempting to get back to 200 health, but that will only give you a false sense of security. It is a mistake that will kill you later on. Why? Because you lose a lot of time running back and forth to grab it. And worst of all, after you pick up the supercharge, you will no longer be able to grab more medkits until you are under 100 health again. And during all that time, the knights will be moving forward, stealing your space and blocking the very medkits that you couldn't grab. So effectively, grabbing the supercharge early prevents you from grabbing medkits and reduces the total health available in this fight. Only grab the supercharge once you've completely run out of medkits at the very back. This is the theory behind the strategy. Let's see how it goes in practice. While in cover, you dodge the Caco projectiles while looking for an opening to leave. Then you fire the BFG on the wall and move out. Keep the fire button pressed while moving backwards for a bit. When the second BFG ball is fired, look at the Caco projectiles and move in the first diagonal. Then look at the knights and pay very close attention to their green projectiles, they hurt a lot more. Check for an opening and move towards the wall in front of the condo while firing the last BFG shot and releasing the fire button. As soon as the final tracers hit, you can hide in the condo again, resupply on ammo, and dodge the incoming Caco projectiles in here. Repeat this process again. When you've spent all the ammo of this condo, fire only one shot on the wall and move into the condo behind you. Don't worry about the time you lose hiding inside each condo, because here you are also herding the Hell Knights into the other empty condos. So in this position, the Hell Knights are losing time as well. You can use the Caco attack sound as a cue to estimate how long the Caco projectiles from the left will take to hit you without needing to look at them directly. Soon you will run out of armor and each hit you take will hurt a lot more. Don't hesitate to back away into a farther condo just to grab the medkit there. Get close again to maximize the damage on your BFG tracers. If your health goes very low, grab multiple medkits if you have to, and when you grab the last one, pick up the supercharge too. Keep killing Hell Knights until the kill counter reaches 13,970 kills. This is the kill threshold after which you can run to safety. Getting 14,000 kills is even better to run away, but don't risk it if your health is low. You can't run anywhere if you die now. Once you've gotten enough kills, it's time for phase 3. Hide in this corner on the last condo and wait. When a Hell Knight crosses this corner, quickly SR50 run past all the Hell Knights while staying as close to them on the right side as possible. This is to delay the far Hell Knights from moving left too early and blocking you along the way. As soon as you're past them, quickly open the map and check for the first condo that you didn't explore yet. There are still vials alive inside. Repeat the same 3 BFG shots as you did in phase 1 and carefully and slowly clear the final condos. If you've made it this far, GG my friend. That was a hardcore skill-based challenge and you prevailed. All that remains here is some cleanup. Rocket the Hell Knights from a safe distance. When out of rockets, run across with the BFG and collect more ammo from the other side of the condos. Run back and rocket them some more. Now use any ammo available to kill the Cacos outside. Resupply on ammo and grab medkits if you need them. Move on to the next arena and press the button. Hug this pillar and fire as many rockets as you can in that direction. Before you get hit, run to the right. Fire one rocket through every other opening and keep strafing right. Hide in this corner and fire many rockets in that direction. Before you get hit, run to the left. Fire one rocket through every other opening again and stand in this spot. Try destroying the homing rockets on the pillars behind you. Keep repeating this movement pattern until all the revs on one side are dead. As you move across, you cannot fire one rocket through every opening. You would need to slow down for that to work, and then you wouldn't outrun the homing rockets. Confirm that one side is clear, grab ammo and stand behind this pillar. Shoot 4 rockets on one side and hide. Wait 4 seconds and shoot 4 more rockets on the other side. Hide again and repeat this peekaboo until all the revs are dead. If a few revs run away to the far side, you can enter the teleporter to kill them faster. With both sides clear, you can move across here and grab the blue armor. Face away from the button, pre-fire the plasma for 3 seconds and then press the button. Keep firing the plasma at the Cyber Demon. Even though the plasma obscures your view and makes it harder to see the incoming rockets, the up and down wobbling of the player camera allows you to see those rockets a little better. So keep moving back and forth. Same plan for the Cyber Demon on the other side. All done, make sure you've grabbed all the supplies and that you have 14,590 kills at this point. In this case, there's one monster missing. There it is. All good now. Enter the teleporter and immediately hide in this corner. Carefully kill each vial with 1 BFG shot each. You're now facing 8 rows of 4 crushers each. I will name them A, B, C, and D from left to right. Move past the first 4 rows of crushers by going through crushers B, A, B. Careful here, do not cross this line on the floor yet. Place yourself left of the Mega so that you can see the Crusher B in front of you and the Crusher C at a distance. Each of the 2 pairs of rows ahead are synchronized. If you wait for the right timing, you can run through Crushers B, B, C, and C at SR40 speed and completely skip this fight. For that to work, you need both Bs to touch the floor slightly earlier than both Cs. Look at the Crushers, and when you see the back Crushers C touch the floor slightly before B, that means you want to run on the next cycle. Wait for them to touch the floor another time, and when this front crusher goes above eye level, SR40 across. Now fire a bunch of BFG shots backwards without taking any damage. This is to prevent the Barons from joining the next fight too early. After enough Barons have died, move into the next room. Place yourself here and look at the ledges on that ceiling wall. Slowly strafe right until you see only 6 ledges. Then line up against the wall and press backwards on your keyboard to very slowly move right. The 6th ledge has a line of darker pixels on its right edge. When you no longer see that line of pixels, stop moving. Your position is good. Now turn left until your BFG sprite covers this small indent on the ground. Your angle is good. Then pay close attention to this distant crusher and try to memorize its timing. When that crusher hits the top, hold down the fire button and stay still. As soon as you see the BFG ball, keep firing and back away into this corner of the room to grab some cells. This setup gives you an extra BFG ball in midair to start the next fight with. Keep moving in small circles here, try to dodge as much as you can and empty all of your BFG juice on the monsters. switch to rockets for the cleanup. Go back to kill any remaining barons and grab the Megasphere. Welcome to the Crossfire Arena, the #1 most difficult fight in all of Okuplok. In the first part of the fight, you just have to kill some revenants. The goal is not to take any damage here, so you can save the Megasphere for part 2. You want to herd them all to the center where it will be easy to circle strafe. For that to be possible, first place yourself here at this exact angle 2 ticks from that red texture on the left edge of your screen. From the moment you start firing, you need to count exactly 15 seconds using the game timer. Hold the fire button and fire 5 rockets. When the 5th rocket is launched, move straight forwards as you fire 8 more rockets. Fall down in this blood pool to trigger the fight, but do not grab the Megasphere. Fire the last 2 rockets as you back away into this corner. Fire a couple more rockets from here and pay attention to the timer. At 14 seconds, take 1 step right so you can see the rockets ahead of you, and then at 15 seconds, run out and fire 1 BFG shot and 1 SSG shot. Go all the way back and wait here until the last possible moment. This is to drag the revenants on the opposite side as close to the center as possible. If you don't wait here long enough, you might get blocked later. Before you get hit, run around the right side and hide behind this other group of revs. Now wait here and pay close attention to that corner on your right. Before that spot gets blocked by revenants, run through it. Wait here again and keep looking at that corner on your right. Before it gets blocked, run across. Keep repeating this movement pattern 4 or 5 times, and after a while you should be able to circle strafe safely. Rocket down all the revs. Carefully destroy the homing rockets on the wall, and then look on your map for the southeast leg of this arena. Press this first button there and grab the rockets closest to it. Rotate the arena clockwise and press buttons 2 and 3. Now stand close to the 4th button and turn around. Fire 4 rockets and then press the button. Quickly move to this position. Stay as left as possible so that this Hell Knight does not awake, and so none of the knights behind him can reach you. Now slowly mouse strafe left into the wall so you move forward slowly, until you can see these pixels on the waist of this Hell Knight. Then stop and turn right. This exact position will allow you to herd half of the Hell Knights on the opposite side of the arena close to you while you remain relatively safe for a long while. During that time, the Cyber Demons in this cage and that one will already be infighting and killing Hell Knights in the process. This gives you a great advantage because the Crossfire Arena is safe as soon as all the knights are dead. Before you get hit here, back away into this corner and from this point very slowly micro dodge to the right while keeping your back against the wall. When you've reached the middle of this platform with teleporters, return to the left corner. Avoid standing on the right half of this platform, because there's a line of sight bug that happens back there, which prevents those cyber demons from seeing and firing at you. So the right half of this platform slows down the infighting. Stay on the left half. When the Hell Knights are getting close, move to the right corner and micro-dodge towards the left as you prepare to move out. Before you run out of space, swing your fists in the air to wake up everything and stutter step forwards at medium speed. Pay close attention to rockets flying at your face from the other side. Take your time moving across the center of the arena and then move close to this wall and start rocketing the Hell Knights while strafing right. Now, it's important for you to know what the master plan is, because without a plan, the Hell Knights will overwhelm you in this position, and when you try to run across the Cyber Demon cages, you will likely get rocketed in the face a few too many times. To avoid that, the goal is to create a tunnel of safety among the Hell Knights, just like we did back in the castle siege. In here, both of these Cyber Demon cages are rocketing the first row of Hell Knights, which is moving east towards them. Your goal is to move the rest of the Knights west to create the tunnel. For that purpose, you need to stay west yourself as close as possible to the center of the arena. Obviously, you can't just stand there because you'll be surrounded by Hell Knights and take a lot of damage, so instead, you want to do a small horseshoe maneuver here while trying to hook around the center as many times as you can. Feel free to stop firing rockets to focus on your movement, which is the main priority here. Finally, when you're just about to run out of space, swap to the BFG and try to go through the Hell Knight tunnel across to the other side. Keep firing the BFG to clear out any blockades in the tunnel, and if your health has dropped significantly, grab the supercharge along the way. Now hide in this corner. If you've made it this far, I'm happy to tell you the hardest part is over. That run you just did across the cybers is very deadly and very RNG heavy too. But with the herding you've achieved so far, you will not need to do that run again. The plan now is to do a big horseshoe across this half of the Crossfire Arena, so that we keep this big group of Hell Knights in front of the cybers in fighting them. The Knights work as meat shield against the rockets that should not be able to reach you. However, rockets from the far side of the arena can still be a threat, so keep an eye out for those. Take your time firing some rockets from here. Before you run out of space again, loop around the right side. Run across these Hell Knights in whatever empty space you can find. Don't hesitate to BFG them down to clear a path. If you're very low on health, you may grab the Megasphere now. Run back to this side and keep rocketing the Hell Knights. Always keep an eye out for rockets coming from the opposite side of the arena. Again, before you run out of space, loop around the other side. Always look both ways when you're crossing the street. At this point, the Hell Knights should be dwindling in size really quickly, which is good, because when they're all dead, you win. But it's also bad because now your meat shield is full of holes and stray rockets are more dangerous than ever. If possible, try to just remain in this position and kill any approaching Hell Knights. Doing this small movement left and right makes the far cybers shoot at you, but will make the rockets hit that outside ledge instead. This is great for infighting. Slowly move back all the way, and now the line of sight bug prevents them from shooting at you here. But if you do this too fast, their 3 rocket barrage might still be underway when you get to this corner, and rockets will still reach you here regardless. All the Hell Knights are dead when the last 2 digits of the kill counter are from 36 to 38, depending on how many Cyber Demons died in the process. Slowly move along this wall and confirm that all Hell Knights are dead on both sides of the arena. Hide here where the line of sight bug keeps you safe. At this point, if your armor is lower than your health, you may run across these cages and grab the blue armor. Otherwise, if you need both health and armor, grab the Megasphere instead. But all that is left now is cleanup, and with the right movement patterns, you should be able to do it without being harmed. To make this cleanup as fast as possible, let's concentrate our firepower in this cage of Cyber Demons so that we can clear BFG ammo as soon as possible. Keep rotating around this half of the arena while rocketing those Cyber Demons. For the best ammo efficiency, keep the cells you have left for later. As the Cyber Demons die, the cage becomes half empty and you will start missing some of your rockets. At that point, this angle right here is the best one to guarantee you hit your rockets and don't waste ammo. When only 3 or 4 Cyber Demons are left, use this corner to change your direction, and BFG the cage as close as possible when you run across. When one cage fully cleared of Cyber Demons, move close to the empty cage and grab cells from underneath it. As you run out from here, pay attention to rockets coming from the leftmost Cyber Demon. You can now hide here where it's completely safe. Now wait here for the rockets to pass and fire 2 BFG shots around the corner. Return to the hiding spot and wait for the rockets again. Always back away as soon as you cross this corner, just in case one of the Cyberdemons fires a rocket at you immediately. When you run out of cells, go back around to the other side and grab some more. With these 2 cages empty, it's now easy to grab cells from here. You can keep rocketing cybers at long range as long as you don't spend more rockets than you have left to pick up. Remember that you want to carry 100 rockets into the next fight. To deal with these next 2 cages of Cyberdemons, first hide in this corner and then fire a BFG shot backwards as you go out, and 2 more shots continuously at the far end of the opposite cage. Wait here for 2 seconds after you stop hearing rocket explosions and repeat this maneuver. Go back to the other side of the arena to grab more cells. Always use these spots of cover in between each run. From now, you want to focus only on this cage, hide in the corner next to it. Fire 1 single BFG shot at close range and then hide again. Wait for 2 seconds after all the rocket explosions and repeat. Only 1 shot at a time here. The other Cyberdemons are quite close, you don't have time for 2 shots, so be patient. Always back away after crossing the corner. Finally, when only 1 cage is left, you can accelerate the killing process because there aren't any rockets coming from anywhere else. That's it, you've beaten the Crossfire Arena. Resupply and move onwards. Move to the other side of this cave, press the button and remain quiet. As the wall lowers behind you, align yourself in this position so you can immediately start some infighting. Before you get too close to the Archviles, run left. Fire rockets at will at the revs. From this point, you want to run across to the other side as fast as possible without getting blocked by the Caco demons. The idea is to perform a horseshoe maneuver that looks like this. You want to spend the most of your time in the hooks of the horseshoe and the least amount of time running in this straight line to prevent the revs from blocking you off against the south wall. Hold your fire and pay attention to the Cacos. Never approach the Archviles. This is the first hook of the horseshoe and the Cacos are still floating everywhere, so do not spend very long here. Careful with a huge rev ball following you. Run back across and fire 3 BFG shots to keep the revs back. Rocket some of the Cacos into the middle of the crowd and go for the second hook of the horseshoe. This is still your first loop, so don't stay here for long lest the Cacos block your path. Careful with the rev ball and run back across quickly. The second loop is still too early to invest in the hooks, so quickly move out again. Same thing here, second loop, quickly move back. On your third loop, however, most of the Cacos should now be in the center and you can now do long and slow hooks of the horseshoe. I recommend that you leave 200 cells for emergencies. Even though these 2 supercharges are reachable, I do not recommend that you try and get them unless your health is really very low. In that case, SR40 into this supercharge from a diagonal and try to run immediately into cover. The issue is that all the Archvile flames will blind your view, and you can only guide yourself by looking at the very left edge of your screen, assuming you're strafing left. You can do the same maneuver on this supercharge, although this one is even worse because it's closer to the Archviles. It's best to just avoid taking damage, so you don't need to risk grabbing these dangerous supercharges. Focus your rockets on the Arachnotrons so that you may later clear a path for circle strafing around the entire arena. After several of the spiders have died, this supercharge becomes available. This is the easiest supercharge to grab because it's far from the archviles. Also, due to a bug in Doom, you can actually see through the flames here, and it's much easier to get back into cover. So if you can delay grabbing the other 2 superchargers and grab this one later instead, it's a much smaller risk. After many spiders have died, you will see this path clear. When you do, hide behind cover here. Careful with the homing rockets. Wait here for a few seconds and let all the enemies approach. Now if you run back out, you'll be able to circle strafe the entire arena. The hard part is over, but pay attention to never approach the archviles. By the way, this supercharge is also easy to grab. It is quite close to the vials, but here you can also see through the flames due to the same bug. When all the revs, the spiders and the cacos are dead, you can even grab the 2 superchargers in the middle as long as you approach them from the left. This supercharge is free because it is outside of the range of any of the vials. This other supercharge is in range, but you can quickly run back to cover. Anyway, don't waste health, you might need it for later. It's time to clean up the vials. Hide behind this wall and slowly and carefully rocket the vials while alternating sides. If a vial falls down, do not panic, you still have a few reserve BFG shots. When this group of vials is dead, you can grab more cells from down here. Clean up the other vials from this position. Finally, go inside the spider cave and run underneath the vial platform, hugging this very position where they cannot target you. Slowly and carefully fire 1 BFG shot outwards and run back into cover. After you stop hearing the archvial attacks, wait 2 seconds before repeating the process. With all the vials dead, you can grab shells from here. Go resupply on health and ammo before the next fight. Grab rockets from this corner and place yourself in front of the button. Pre-fire 3 rockets into this section of the wall and then press the button. Fire a total of 30 rockets into the revs while doing a small and quick horseshoe maneuver. Only grab the megasphere when you need it. After 30 rockets, swap to the BFG and use all your cells on the revs. After a while, the bars that were locking you in lower and you're free to go. I like to fire at them from here while leading homing rockets into the wall on my left. After this wave of revenants is dealt with, go back to grab cells and a supercharge. Shoot more rockets from here at the remaining revs. Go in with a BFG and hit this wall so that the tracers damage both the revs and the archviles. You're all done. Grab all the ammo you can and move onwards. The Caco Pit is the last big difficulty spike. It can be very RNG heavy because of the archviles in the middle. To avoid their attacks, you will need to horseshoe on the outside of the arena as far from the center as possible. Grab the megasphere, press the button, jump down here and stay silent for now. Place yourself in this spot so that the Hell Knights in the opposite corner cannot see you. Before you get hit, move out to the right. Now, this arena has a grand total of 0 health. The megasphere you just grabbed must last for the entire fight, during which you must pay attention to the weapon bobbing animation as you move. Every time the weapon reaches the far right side or the far left side, you will take floor damage. This is important to cross these rivers of damaging blood. So you must synchronize your movement based on the cycles of the weapon bob animation, so that you can move across the blood rivers immediately after the weapon has hit one of the sides. Here you will want to hook the horseshoe and turn back around the other side. So if you don't see any vials here, or if they are infighting, hook towards the inside and circle back towards the outside. But if there are vials close, don't approach them. Do a smaller hook on the outside or just wait for a few seconds and go backwards, being mindful of the giant cloud of insta-death homing rockets following you. Everything will wake up now as you move out into the view of the Hell Knights. Stack 3 BFG balls into the wall behind the approaching Cacos. Now approach the Cacos slowly to make sure they don't go above the top of your screen. Otherwise, the BFG tracers will not hit them up there. But not too slow because of the homing rockets behind you. After the tracers hit, you now have a clear path to go through the Caco. Remember, in classic Doom, you cannot move underneath Caco demons. They will block you from above, preventing you from moving, and then the homing rockets will destroy you. This is why you pre-fire the BFG, not to kill the Cacos, but to be able to pass through them. Now on this first loop, the Hell Knights are still far, so you circle strafe the entire arena once. Stack 2 more BFG balls on the right of that bloodfall, and 2 more directly on the bloodfall. Cross the Caco barrier and stack 4 more BFG shots on the right side of the next bloodfall. 4 more BFG shots on the right of the next bloodfall. Grab more ammo and fire 3 shots on the center of the next bloodfall. Now the Hell Knights have moved out of their closet and prevent you from circle strafing, so you will perform a horseshoe hook right here. Get very close to the Hell Knights, back away a bit, and turn around. Grab ammo and fire 2 BFG shots on the right side of the bloodfall. Stack 3 more shots on the left of the far bloodfall, grabbing ammo on the way, and fire a 4th shot on this wall close to you to accelerate the tracers killing the Cacos. 3 more BFG balls on the far wall and 1 on this close wall. You must maintain a steady speed so that the rev rockets never catch up to you. Hook the horseshoe like you did the first time around here. As the fight progresses, due to RNG alone, some of the arch vials may fall down here. You must pay very close attention to vials on the ground floor. If they are infighting something else, you will notice that they do not approach you. In that case, you can ignore them and continue on with your horseshoe. Repeat this movement pattern for as long as you can while trying to stay as close as possible to the outside wall. Keep timing your weapon bob cycles to avoid a damaging floor, but never at the expense of getting hit by a projectile. Dodging everything is the top priority here. Warning! If you've reached this spot and an arch vial is running straight for you, that means it is no longer infighting and you must kill it now. For that, first fire a BFG ball at the vial while keeping a distance, and then fire a second BFG ball at the vial while getting close. Don't worry about missing the first shot, but do try to hit the second one. This should be enough to kill it. Once the vial dies, move to your right to hook the horseshoe here. The Revenant rockets might be very close to you on your left. As time passes, most of the bloodfalls get clear of Caco demons and you can move across safely without firing. It is not to your advantage to kill many Caco demons, leave them to infight the revs upstairs. This bloodfall here, however, takes longer to clear than the others. Since you can now cross these blood rivers without firing, focus only on your weapon bob to prevent floor damage. After a while, you may notice that the way across here is clear. That means all the Hell Knights are now in the middle of the arena and it is now safe to circle strafe. Do a loop around the entire arena and check the middle platform to see if any vials are still alive. You need them all to die to infighting before you can continue. Do not try to kill vials yourself unless they run straight for you. The best you can do here is be patient and move around to provoke infighting. Focus on the weapon bobbing alone. Once you've done a complete loop of the arena and you have confirmed that there are no vials left, it's time to clear the vials inside the Hell Knight cave. Pre-fire 2 BFG shots as you run across this river and hit these vials with tracers. Hide from their attacks behind this wall. Cross this river here and quickly SR50 across to the other end of the arena so you can break the line of sight of the vials that enter the pain state from your previous attack. Repeat the 2 BFG shots on the vials. Now fire 1 more BFG shot to fix your ammo to an even 200, which means you can run over any amount of cells on the ground without wasting ammo. There's another group of vials on the other side of the cave. Use rockets only against them. If you keep a distance from them, they might never even target you. But if they do, quickly SR50 to the right. With all the vials dead, you can now hide inside this cave where there are lots of rockets to kill everything else. If, at this point, your health is very low, you may choose to remain hidden here where it's safe. But if your health is good and the damaging floor doesn't scare you, you may return to circle strafing. First, do a couple of loops close to the center of the arena. This will bring the Caco demons down. Then do a couple more loops on the outside of the arena. This will make the Revenant rockets hit the Cacos and provoke infighting. When either all the Cacos or all the Revs are dead, kill everything with the BFG juice you have left. Pay attention to your ammo. You want to take 600 cells to the next fight. Don't overdo it. When you have no more cells to pick up, switch to rockets. If there are any Revs left upstairs, do a long loop around this part of the arena while shooting a couple of rockets as you move close. Do not do this too fast and do not cut the loop too short. Otherwise you might get hit by stray Revenant rockets, which are quite slow. Confirm you have 18,496 kills, resupply on ammo, and move into the teleporter. To make sure you do grab this mega before you teleport, slowly enter the teleporter pad from the right and not from a diagonal. Stand here, fire 5 rockets and then 10 more on your way up the stairs. Press use on the door to start the fight. Fire 15 more rockets on your way to the corner of the arena. Grab ammo and quickly loop around to the other side. At this point, you want to hook the horseshoe and run back to the other side. But from now on, Cyberdemons have spawned and stray rockets may happen. So pay close attention to the Cybers' positions and attack animations. Keep shooting at the Pinkies and Revs, let the Cybers infight. Hook the horseshoe on this side to back away, collect ammo, and turn around. Repeat this until all Pinkies and Cybers are dead. When only Revenants remain, fire all of your BFG shots on them here. When you run out of BFG juice, cut across the lava and try to get up these stairs. There's more BFG ammo up there. Jump down and cut across the lava again as you fire at will. Collect ammo on the other side. Keep repeating this process until all the Revs are dead. Then press this button and grab the armor. Press this one too and grab the supercharge. Stand on this step of the staircase and plasma the Mastermind. She can't hit you here. Resupply on ammo and move on to the next fight. Final fight of the map, and this one is deadly if you're not careful. Move left of the blue key and strafe right across the arena. Fire some rockets from here and stand on top of this box of bullets in the Cyberdemon cave. That spot wakes up all the Cybers. Move back into this corner and keep firing rockets. When the Cybers approach, gradually move back along the wall and then strafe left until you're in front of the entrance that is now closed. Throughout this movement, you should have fired 20 rockets and then swapped to the BFG. This should have given the Cybers enough time to completely exit their cave. This is important. Fire 2 BFG balls at the Cybers in the distance and run left of the Pinkies, firing 3 more. Always fire the BFG in multiples of 5 shots before grabbing cells to avoid wasting ammo. Hook the horseshoe here and go behind the supercharge, don't grab it yet. Fire the BFG again once you step out of the cells. Before the Rev rockets hit you, run back out and then get inside the Cyber cave. This is the other end of your horseshoe maneuver. Carefully grab only 3 cell packs, wait 2 seconds and then move back out. Keep looping between these two positions. On your second time inside the cyber cave, grab 2 cell packs carefully. Do not, under any circumstances, grab the invuln yet. Leave the invuln and the final 200 cells for later. You should not return to this cave again. If an archvile targets you, you may be able to break its line of sight by backing into the wall. At this point, ammo on the other side of the loop will be running out soon, so it's time to rotate the horseshoe and collect ammo from here and here instead. It may help you to fire a BFG shot at the Revenant window to clear any pinkies downstairs that may block you from grabbing ammo. If your health goes below 100, don't hesitate to grab a supercharge on your next resupply run. After a while, enough monsters have died and you may be able to circle strafe. Grab cells from this last pile of ammunition and use it all. When the cells run out, switch to the rocket launcher. Careful not to face rockets yourself with all the pinkies running around. With all the revs dead, hide in the cyber cave to blow up the homing rockets on the wall. Once everything is dead, go collect the invuln and the final 200 cells. Quickly run across the map and open that door at the same time as you fire the BFG once. Run behind the cyber demon and press the button. BFG everything in here. Grab 600 cells and the mega if you haven't already. Now hug the right edge of this door and run across to those vials. You need to hide in this exact spot on the map where the vials can't hit you. Fire 1 BFG shot on the wall, back away for the tracers to hit the vials and immediately return to cover. After you've stopped hearing the vial attacks, wait 2 more seconds before you fire again. Do not rush this, the map is almost over. Repeat until all the vials are dead. Resupply on 600 cells and hide in the same corner on the other side. If perchance you get hit by a vial, do not panic and return to this position. Whatever you do, do not run away from this spot. The vials will cook you. That's it. You've beaten the map and all 23,000 enemies within it. Congratulations. If you've enjoyed this strategy video, you might want to check out the one I've made for Sunlust. As you might imagine, it took a massive ton of work to get this video done. And if you want to help me make more in the future, consider taking a look at my Patreon page. It's the best platform to support my work and help me pay my bills. If you cannot afford it, that's okay too. You can follow me on Patreon for free or just write a nice YouTube comment. Reading your comments always makes my day. Hope to see you in the next big adventure. Good luck and happy face rockets.